Discover one-of-a-kind pieces from one-of-a-kind makers. Live in original. Etsy.
Does your plug-in fade too fast? Try Febreze Fade to Fi Plug. It has built-in technology to digitally control how much scent is released to smell first day fresh for 50 days. La 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 la.
Make sure you join us tomorrow. We're first on set with Leah Remini as she talks about her So You Think You Can Dance debut.
What was your reaction when you got that call?
Yeah, makes sense. Why wouldn't I be judging? Yeah.
We leave you now with John Cena's surprise for a special super fan. Take care, everybody.
Misha, very nice to meet you. I've come a long way.
Happening now.
3 women are shot while sitting in their vehicle. 2 women are now dead. Coming up, we'll tell you about this latest investigation in Castle Hills and why police are pleading with the public and nearby businesses for help in solving this case.
It's the first sign of gun reform in Washington, D.C., the deal a bipartisan group of senators came up with and what the White House is saying. Next.
Unfortunately, this heat wave is just going to continue this week. But coming up, I'm going to talk about how this year's early heat compares to years past. The news at 5 starts right now.
And first at 5, shot and killed early Sunday morning. We've learned the names of 2 women who died in Castle Hills near North Star Mall.
They are 19-year-old Deannie Thomas and 18-year-old Kennedy Brazil. A third victim remains in critical condition at this hour.
As R.J. Marquez explains, right now Castle Hills police don't have much to go on as far as what happened, and they're turning to the public for help.
It's a senseless act, very violent act.
Castle Hills police searching for clues after 3 women sitting inside a car in the 1000 block of Northwest Loop 410 were shot at multiple times early Sunday morning.
We've tried to canvass the area for any businesses that we believe that these victims and possible suspect cars have traveled.
The gunfire killing the teenage driver and front seat passenger and sending the 3rd victim to the hospital. Police have very little leads in the case.
We can't confirm that there was any relationship between the suspects and the victims. It was reported they were low on fuel, and so they were going to a nearby convenience store.
Investigators said that they found more than 50 shell casings at this scene behind me and are now asking any nearby businesses for any help with surveillance video or information that may lead to any arrest in this case.
We're currently working with those managers, owners of the businesses to recover that surveillance video. Some leads that have come in, we're researching those as well.
Police also pleading with the public for help as they try to piece this case together.
Whoever these suspects are have no regard for human life. So we're really urging the public, if you had children, give these victims some justice. If you know anything, you hear anything, please call us.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
We also have an update on a fatal shooting from Friday. The 66-year-old woman killed on the east side, now identified as Ava Loretta Johnson. San Antonio police say that she was shot on her porch at her home on Friday night. This was on Nalina Street near East Commerce and Honey Boulevard. Johnson's son was also shot in the foot, though he survived. Investigators say he was not cooperating, however. At last check, the suspect has not been caught.
A 15-year-old recovering after he was shot early this morning. According to SAPD, that teen was found at the Casa Point Villas off I-10 and WW White Road on the east side. He told officers he'd been shot somewhere else. Bullet holes, though, were actually found in the front door of the apartment. Investigators still trying to narrow down details, including where it happened and who shot him.
Crime Stoppers needing some help also finding a man accused of making a terroristic threat. Take a look at 19-year-old John Thomas Martin IV. Details of the threat were not released, but Kerr County Crime Stoppers is offering up to $5,000 for information that leads to this man's arrest. You can contact them at 830-896-TIPS.
An update now on the conditions of 2 of the Uvalde school shooting victims being treated at University Hospital. A bit of hope for the family of a 10-year-old girl tonight. She's been in the hospital for nearly 3 weeks now as her condition has gone from serious to fair. That's good news.
As for the 66-year-old grandmother of the gunman who was shot by him before he went to the school on May 24th, she remains in good condition.
Nearly 3 weeks after 19 students and 2 teachers were killed at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, another victim laid to rest today. Funeral services held this morning for 10-year-old Tess Mata. Tess, described as a lover of softball and soccer. She's survived by her parents and her sister.
And later on this week, services will take place in Uvalde for yet another young victim. Arrangements for Layla Salazar are scheduled for Thursday. The 11-year-old, one of the last remaining victims to be laid to rest following that horrific day on May 24th.
The Uvalde School District receiving $1.5 million from the Department of Education today. It's a grant from an initiative called Project SERV, S-E-R-V, or School Emergency Response to Violence.
The funds are going to be used to restore a sense of safety and security for the district students, teachers, staff, and the families there. The funds will go toward things like mental health services and overtime pay for staff. Meantime, we are one step closer. It's where the nation's leaders are to passing a new gun reform package, which could become the most significant congressional action on guns in decades.
Though far from complete, a bipartisan group of 20 senators have come to an early agreement on a framework. ABC's Rena Roy explains what it's calling for and what it excludes.
The U.S. is one step closer to potentially historic gun reform. A bipartisan group of 20 senators backing a deal on principle, a significant breakthrough as lawmakers face pressure to act.
I truly want to thank the 10 Democrats and 10 Republicans, the 20 senators who came together to come up with this agreement. Let me say, if we can even save one life, and this will save many more, it'll be well worth it.
If passed, the plan would strengthen background checks, allowing juvenile records to be screened for gun buyers younger than 21, expand gun restrictions for convicted domestic violence abusers, allocate funding for states enacting red flag laws to temporarily remove guns from those considered dangerous, and bolster school security and mental health programs.
I do think that it can help reduce access to guns and to assault-style weapons for people that shouldn't have them, quite frankly, and it will contribute to safer school environments.
Though the deal would not ban assault weapons or raise the age limit to buy them from 18 to 21 as President Biden had been calling for, he did give his stamp of approval.
Any comment on the gun reform?
This following the supermarket shooting in Buffalo and the Uvalde elementary school massacre. Thousands taking to the streets over the weekend calling for change.
Stop the violence! Stop the violence!
This year alone, there have been 96 incidents of gunfire on U.S. school grounds, resulting in 40 deaths and 78 injuries.
We need to continue to do more, but I do believe this is a very good step in the right direction.
Now, this is far from a done deal. This is just a framework. Senators still have to work on drafting the legislation itself. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Is some news on the immigration front. In a 6-3 Supreme Court ruling today, the federal government can continue to detain certain immigrants in removal proceedings without giving them a bond hearing after 6 months. A man by the name of Antonio Arteaga Martinez is at the center of this case. The high court reversed a lower court ruling that allowed for a hearing and ultimately his release because he'd been detained for more than 6 months. Today's ruling states immigrants who fear persecution if sent back to their native countries have no right under a federal law to a bond hearing at which they could argue for their freedom, no matter how long they're being held.
The death penalty will stand for a Texas inmate convicted in a 2008 capital murder case, Terrence Andrus, sentenced to death following the shooting. In that shooting, he killed a car owner and a bystander in a carjacking. The Supreme Court ruled against Andrus's new lawyers, who argued that his trial's initial counsel was ineffective for not investigating or presenting mitigating evidence. Today, the second public hearing by the House Select Committee investigating the deadly January 6th attack on the Capitol, the subject to allegations of voter fraud that were unproven. ABC's Jay O'Brien with how baseless claims may have emboldened the protesters to attack the Capitol.
The House Select Committee using taped testimony from 10 of former President Donald Trump's closest advisors, presenting evidence Trump knew he'd lost the election, but continues claiming even to this day it was stolen from him. In this pre-recorded interview, former Attorney General Bill Barr detailing the multiple meetings where he told Trump his claims of election fraud were bogus.
I thought, boy, if he really believes this stuff, he has, lost contact with he's become detached from reality.
Several other former top aides, including Jason Miller and Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, testifying they cautioned the former president against listening to attorneys Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, who were peddling election conspiracy theories. Miller and Trump's 2020 campaign manager, Bill Stepien, saying they were ignored by Trump.
My recommendation was to say that it's too early to tell, too early to call the race. The president disagreed with that.
The committee also calling renowned Republican election attorney Ben Ginsburg, who represented George W. Bush during the 2000 recount. Ginsburg telling the committee the Trump campaign's claims were far-fetched.
The 2020 election was not close. The most narrow margin was 10,000 and something in Arizona, and you just don't make up those sorts of numbers in recount.
The House Select Committee also delving into how Trump and his allies allegedly raised money on these false claims of election fraud, bringing in roughly $250 million in donations. Jay O'Brien, ABC News, the Capitol.
FDA advisors set to meet this week to discuss giving emergency use authorization for Pfizer and its 3-dose COVID treatment for children younger than 5. The FDA is determined the vaccine is safe and the shots create a beneficial immune response similar to adults. The advisors scheduled to meet Wednesday this week. The FDA also evaluating administering Moderna's COVID vaccine to young children.
Taking a look outside with your traffic authority cameras, we've got I-10 at Callahan on this Monday afternoon. Looks like everything's moving along. I don't see anything backed up necessarily.
Hot and hazy out there with some Saharan dust in the air. But as you can see, the aquifer, because of the drought conditions, continues to fall. Now, the Edwards Aquifer Authority today issued Stage 3 water restrictions for Edwards Aquifer permit holders. But here's some good news. If you're a SAWS customer, we stay in Stage 2 water restrictions. So again, once a week watering, depending on the last number of your address. Otherwise, it's hot everywhere else. It's 105 in Del Rio, 104 in Eagle Pass, 102 in Schertz. A closer metro view here, it's 101 in Universal City and 101 in Mico. Outside right now, 99 degrees. Temperatures have come down a little bit, but we did hit 101 earlier today. You can see that haze on the horizon there from the Saharan dust. Coming up, we'll talk about the Saharan dust, how long it's going to be around, and of course, whether or not we're going to get out of this heat wave anytime soon. Steve.
Thank you, Sarah. And as Sarah just said, the temps not cooling down much anytime soon. That means you need to think about UV protection every time you're outside, including protecting your eyes. But do you know what to look for in sunglasses? It goes beyond style. We'll explain when we come back.
I'm Myra Arthur here in the KSAT newsroom with a preview of what we're working on for the news at 6 today. New research in the works detailing the risks of domestic violence homicide when guns are in the house. A survivor tells our Courtney Friedman the guns in her home kept her quiet for far too long. Water levels at Medina Lake continue to dwindle and fast. Today, the lake is down 4 feet from just a month ago. It's an alarming decline for those whose livelihoods depend on the water reservoir. Alicia Barrera takes us to Medina Lake coming up at 6 o'clock. Plus, speaking of water,
the beginning really stems from a lot of conflict and controversy over what to do about this resource.
you might be surprised to hear that he's talking about the Edwards Aquifer. You know it's our water source. You hear our weather team talk about it every day. But how does it function? And why is it so heavily regulated? Those answers might come as a surprise, too. That's the focus of a brand new KSAT Explains. Our team dives deep, quite literally, on this one, coming up on the news at 6. We'll see you then.
Actually, it kind of looks refreshing on a day like today. Thank you, Myra. Well, new at 5, sunglasses. They're standard equipment pretty much year-round in South Texas, but especially in the summer. The same rays that can cause skin cancer can also damage your eyes. 12 News Side's Marilyn Moritz takes a look at how to pick the right sunglasses that do more than just look good.
When the sun's this bright, you've got to grab the shades. But those rays aren't just uncomfortable, they can be dangerous.
Sun damage to the eyes accumulates slowly over time, and it could contribute to a higher risk of cataracts or macular degeneration.
Just as sunscreen shields your skin by blocking UV radiation, sunglasses can shield your eyes. But with so many choices and prices, what should you look for?
Opt for sunglasses that fully block both UVA and UVB. You can look for a label that says they offer 100% UV protection or UV absorption up to 400 nm, which means the same thing.
If you wear glasses, you can also get non-tinted corrective lenses that have the UV protection built in. Polarized lenses don't block UV rays on their own, but they can help you see better on bright days by reducing glare with light-blocking filters. That's good for boating. As for style, the bigger, the better.
Larger lenses or wraparound style glasses will help keep the sun from reaching your eyes.
And that helps protect the skin around your eyes, which is hard to cover with sunscreen. As for cost, there are a lot of affordable glasses that protect from 100% of the UV rays. Designer labels and high price tags don't necessarily mean the best protection. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
And on a day like today, hardly a cloud in the sky, you needed your sunglasses.
Absolutely.
And also maybe your allergy medication.
Yeah, especially if you're particularly sensitive to that dust that's out there. You can see the haze on the horizon. We're going to talk about that Saharan dust and how long it'll be with us this week.
We're really piling up the 100-degree days.
Oh,
too.
my goodness, we are, Steve. And in just a second here, I'm going to talk about how this early heat wave compares to years past when we've had many triple-digit days. First, let's take a look outside with the current situation. We're at 99 degrees right now in San Antonio, but we've already hit 101 just about an hour ago. You can see that there are some cirrus clouds pushing in from the south, and that'll be a factor later on this evening. But for now, it's just hot and pretty miserable out there. 104 in Del Rio, 102 Uvalde, 102 in Hondo, 104 in Cotulla, 98 in Kerrville. Let's take a closer view here. It's 99 at the airport, as I just mentioned, 100 in New Braunfels, and 102 in Devine, 101 in Pleasanton. You can see those clouds kind of filtering in a little bit this evening, so we're going to have mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies for the remainder of the evening. Today made 13 days already this year that we've hit 100 degrees or more. Now we're still a while off from the number one spot of 59 days back in 2009 and 57 days back in 2011, but here's the catch. In 2009, we only had 2 100-degree days at this point. 2011, only 3 days at this point. So we are well on our way, unless a tropical system brings us some rain, to see potentially the most 100-degree days a year this year. This is going to be a long, hot summer. I mentioned that the tropics could potentially help us out with some rain, but not anytime soon. Out in the Caribbean Sea, there is an area of disorganized storms that could eventually become a tropical depression or tropical storm in the next 5 days, but it looks like it's going to be a storm for Mexico rather than for south central Texas. So more of the status quo for us in the coming days. Temperatures, we're going to add on to that tally of 100 degrees over the next 7 days, with maybe a few degrees shaved off here and there by Wednesday, but tomorrow we're forecasting 100 once again. So we've been talking about the Saharan dust. You can see the haze on the horizon. For most folks, that's all you see is the haze on the horizon. But for those who are particularly sensitive to the dust, the air quality can become a little unhealthy, have allergy-like symptoms. That's the status of the air quality right now. And as we look ahead, we're going to be seeing that plume of dust stick around this week. It'll thin out a little bit tomorrow and for the early part of Wednesday. But by Wednesday afternoon, we'll see a more dense haze on the horizon. By Thursday as well. And for Friday, though, we'll really start to see it thin out again. And by the weekend, most of the dust will not be around. However, it's the summer, so we see this Saharan dust plume come and go throughout the summer. And of course, we'll continue to keep you updated on where that dust cloud is. For the day tomorrow, we are going to have some clouds early in the morning. Let me tell you, I went for the run early this morning, and I'm glad I did, because it is hot out there right now. Get your chores done early in the morning if you you can, if you have to be outside. Temperatures will quickly warm into the 90s by noon. We'll have mostly sunny skies, 91 degrees. Notice, though, it is going to be windy tomorrow. Winds will be from the south, sustained at 15 to 20, gusting up to 35 miles per hour. So it is going to be very windy tomorrow. By 5 p.m., 6 p.m., that's when we'll see our triple-digit days continue on tomorrow because of this heat high firmly in place. We might have one or two stray showers Wednesday, but don't bank on the rain, bank on the heat. Again, for Father's Day, 100 degrees. Happy Father's Day, everyone.
There you go.
Indoors. Thank you.
All right. It is an anniversary that a Golden State Warrior would just as soon not think about.
I talked about Klay Thompson, of course, had serious injury, and it was the first of two that caused him to miss basically 2.5 years of his career in the NBA. When we come back, we'll talk to Klay about that and see what his reflections are going into this game. Pivotal Game 5 tonight. And in order for Boston to steal a win on the road again, they're going to need more from that guy right there, Derek White, coming up. The NBA Finals resume tonight with the pivotal Game 5, but the Golden State Warriors were able to steal a win on the road in Game 4 Friday night, 107-97. In that game, Steph Curry shook off a foot injury he picked up in Game 3 to explode for 43 points on shots you would not believe they would go in. Turns out to be his third highest point total in his playoff history to go along with his 10 rebounds. As a result, the series is tied at 2-all 2 with a chance for the Warriors to take a 3-game-to-2 lead, where 80% of the teams that go on to win Game 5 go on to take the championship. Today also marks the 3-year anniversary of Klay Thompson, first of 2 brutal injuries. They were keeping off the court for 2 straight seasons before returning in January. It was on this day that Thompson tore his anterior cruciate ligament in the left knee in Game 6 of the 2019 NBA Finals against Toronto. Now he's back in the finals 3 years later, facing a critical Game 5.
A lot of emotions that day. We came real close to having another opportunity to three-peat, which hasn't been done since Shaq and Kobe. And when I hurt my knee, it was kind of uncharted territory for me because I had been able to be consistently present in the lineup my whole career. So I had to kind of realign my whole train of thought with the months coming up.
For the Boston Celtics, they have done it before. They've been able to win in the Chase Center, where they stunned the Warriors in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, 120-108. A game that saw former Spur Derek White scoring 21 points, including 5 3-pointers. But since that win in San Francisco, White's best game was his last. 16 points included 3 3-pointers in Game 4's loss. They will need that performance from Derek tonight from Game 1 on offense and on defense as well, trying to slow down Curry. Every game in this championship series is new to White.
It's extremely exciting. I think we've shown that we are what we're capable of here on the road, and I understand that the crowd is going to be on another level just because of the situation and everything, and we'll be ready to go.
And here's how the finals stand right now. We know there could be a Game 5 tonight at 8, also a Game 6 now Thursday at 8, live here on KSAT 12. If Game 7 is necessary, Sunday night, live on KSAT 12, 7 p.m. And don't forget, the Stanley Cup Finals between the Colorado Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning start this Wednesday with Game 1 live, guess where? Right here on KSAT 12. So a lot of those championship series are now moving back to over the air and right here at KSAT.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Thanks so much for watching the News at 5 with us.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.